June 2025. There were no loud cameras, no press conference, no glittering banner when BTS's youngest, Jungkook, was officially discharged from his military service. And yet, his return shook the fandom like an earthquake because something was different. Fans noticed it almost immediately. The way he carried himself, the deliberate calm, the mature silence. It wasn't the playful Machn they remembered. It was a man, refined, composed, and stepping into his next chapter with intention. Within weeks, Jungkook began dropping visual clues. They weren't loud or flashy, but for fans who have followed him for years, they spoke louder than any announcement. His Instagram profile was stripped down. Only one word remained in his bio: golden. His profile picture? A muted, desaturated photo, far from the color-saturated, idol-like selfies of the past. Then came the golden in-ear monitors. Shared by SoundCat on July 7th, these weren't just functional tools for performance. They were custom-designed, gold-plated, and marked with his initials. The message was subtle but undeniable. Jungkook isn't just coming back, he's evolving. And everything, his style, his branding, his tone, now reflect that. Golden Machn was a nickname Jungkook earned early in BTS's career because he could do it all: sing, dance, rap, paint, box, direct, produce. But now, he's not just golden for what he can do. He's golden for what he chooses not to show. There's a sense of mystery surrounding him now, a deliberate quietness, a sense that every move he makes is strategic, symbolic, and deeply rooted in who he's becoming as an artist. One fan summed it up perfectly in a tweet that went viral. He's not proving himself anymore. He's preserving himself. That's golden. This new Jungkook, clean lines, muted tones, gold accents, isn't just about fashion. It's a visual philosophy. Where his earlier style leaned heavily into streetwear and youthful experimentation, now he seems to be stepping into the world of timeless design, the kind of aesthetic reserved for those who want their presence to whisper, not scream. The shift is reflective of something deeper. A young man who once tried to be everything for everyone is now choosing to be one thing, fully, unapologetically, and authentically. Fans are buzzing. Is this slow rollout of golden imagery a build-up to a major solo project? The new in-ear monitors, the minimal profile branding, the polished tone in his recent live streams, the sudden surge in physical training. Jungkook has been called almost a bodybuilder by a Korean lifter during BTS's album prep in LA. Something is happening, and it's clear this isn't random. Some fans even speculate that he's preparing for a solo world tour or a concept-driven performance project in the fall, something elegant, fierce, and cinematic. His silence has become the loudest teaser. We often celebrate what happens in the spotlight, but true transformation, the kind that lasts, happens in silence. Jungkook didn't return with noise. He returned with depth. He didn't post daily selfies or flood fans with behind-the-scenes clips. Instead, he curated his comeback like an artist unveiling a masterpiece, slowly, deliberately, and with complete emotional control. That's what makes this new chapter so captivating. It's not a rebrand, it's a rebirth. What's perhaps most fascinating is how Jungkook's golden era communicates without explanation. He didn't need to say, "I've changed." He didn't need to caption his photos with poetic lines about growth or freedom. He simply became. Every choice, every gold accent, every piece of silence, every stripped-down moment is his way of telling the world, "I'm still me, but I'm not who I was." And somehow that unspoken statement feels louder than 1,000 press releases. With BTS confirmed to reunite for a 2026 album and world tour, and all 7 members now discharged from military service, the road ahead is glowing with potential. But for Jungkook, this in-between moment, this bridge between soldier and superstar, is more than just a pause. It's a canvas. And slowly, stroke by stroke, he's painting something golden. Not just for himself, but for all of us who've grown up with him.
To most people, gold is just a color, a metal, a status symbol. But to ARMY, golden means Jungkook. It always has. From the early days, when he was known as the Golden Machn, the youngest, most talented, endlessly hardworking member of BTS, to now, where golden has evolved into a philosophy of self-worth, growth, and transformation. When Jungkook released his solo album, Golden, in 2023, it was a celebration of freedom, vulnerability, and love. But today, in 2025, Golden is no longer just an album. It's who he is becoming, and fans feel it deeply. One post on X, formerly Twitter, with over 700K likes, says it best. Jungkook is redefining what it means to be golden, not flashy, not loud, but enduring, valuable, resilient. He's showing us how to age like light, quiet, warm, and impossible to ignore. Military service changed Jungkook, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually. Those 18 months out of the spotlight stripped everything back to its core. There were no stages, no screams, no cameras, just stillness, reflection, routine, discipline. And in that solitude, he found something rare, clarity. In one of his quiet Weverse lives post-discharge, fans noticed how slow and intentional his words were. He smiled, but the mischief had softened. His voice had a grounding warmth, like someone who had walked through shadows and returned stronger, steadier, and more whole. "I missed you," he said softly, "but I also learned to miss myself, in a good way." That moment made thousands cry, because sometimes healing sounds like that. Across every social media platform, Instagram, X, TikTok, and Weverse, ARMYs have been pouring out love and awe for Jungkook's quiet transformation. Purple at Healing Taecookie. "I was ready for fireworks when he returned. Instead, he gave us a candlelight, and I've never felt more seen." Golden at KMJJK. "He's not performing for us anymore. He's inviting us to witness him. The most powerful version of Jungkook is the one who doesn't try to prove anything." Purple Chaos at 000. "I don't know what he's planning. I just know it's going to shift culture again." Some fans even began calling this his silent renaissance, because every gesture, from the rebranding to the fitness transformation to his cryptic absence from Weverse for days, feels like part of a calculated artistic process. Jungkook is no longer chasing attention. He's commanding it by simply existing. Look deeper, and you'll realize this isn't about glitter or glamour. Gold, historically, has been a symbol of immortality, enlightenment, and unbreakable resilience. In mythology, gold represents gods and kings. In alchemy, it symbolizes the final, perfected self. And perhaps that's what Jungkook is telling us, that after years of noise, expectation, and pressure, he is finally entering a space where he's fully himself. Not the youngest, not the idol, not the product. Just Jungkook, wrapped in light, softened by time, strengthened by solitude. Gold isn't loud. It doesn't have to be. It just shines. With BTS's comeback scheduled for 2026 and Jungkook's solo activities carefully under wraps,
speculation is at an all-time high. Is he working on a new solo album? Will he launch a luxury fashion or lifestyle brand? Will Golden become more than a concept, perhaps an identity franchise under HYBE itself? Nobody knows for sure. But what's clear is that this moment, July 2025, is a turning point. Not just for Jungkook, but for the way fans, media, and the industry perceives him. He's no longer the idol you watch grow. He's the artist you grow with. He doesn't need to post daily. He doesn't need to explain his every move. He doesn't need to tell us what golden means, because we already know. It's the way he breathes life into stillness, the way he holds silence like a melody, the way he makes growth feel like art. Jungkook in this moment isn't just representing a new era of BTS. He is shaping the future of what it means to be an artist, a man, and a legacy in the making. And whether he sings or stays silent, whether he appears on screen or disappears again into the quiet, his presence will linger. Because golden things don't fade, they last.